Hi everyone, and welcome to a new series. This is a 60-day challenge to change, a blueprint guide to hopefully some great and wonderful abundant life for yourself and for others. This challenge is going to be something brand new I've developed based on some studying and some things that I've done to help myself. And you know what, I wanted to bring some people in it and help some people out and see, at the end of the day, after 60 days, where you are. It really came to me a few months ago where I began thinking about all the things I wanted to accomplish January of this year and then where I am now. And granted, on average, by February, people have forgotten about their goals or their New Year's resolutions that we make in January. We forget about all those kinds of things, especially by summertime. The summer hits and we're just ready to enjoy life and the fun and the warmth if you're in a climate that typically is cold most of the time. And so there's just that time of a nice slump, and then school starts for most people, and get back into a routine, and then there's the holidays. So from January to February, sometimes most people are going really strong on their resolutions, and then over time, it just stops. Ultimately, we push off change, especially this time of year, onto next year. We say, you know what, next year, I'm going to get it all right. Next year, I'm going to focus on this. Next year, I'm going to change this about myself. And I thought to myself, well, why? Why are we waiting? Why are we waiting to change? Why not start now, 60 days before the new year? Start now. And then when the new year starts, you've got your habits, you've got your goals, you've got your plan already in place. You've identified what you want to change, what's in the way of that change, and you're ready to move forward and make it happen. So that's essentially when I came up with this. It was starting off as something for myself, something I was going to work on and try to do. And then as I developed it, I just thought, you know what? It's working for me right now, because I started this in September, and I thought, if it's starting to work for me now, in which I'm working on changing myself, because I have a lot of room to improve in areas, why can't this be good for someone else? Why can't this be something anybody can implement in their life, no matter what time of the year? It just so happens right now. I'm saying start this before the new year. Start working on change before the new year even happens. 60 days to change is to guide us in that direction. We're going to talk about a lot of things. So there will be videos about every other day, and it's going to be broken down into different phases. There will be 6 phases overall, all spanning over 10 days. I've just learned for myself, trying to crush and move everything and accomplish so much in like a week time frame doesn't always stick well with me, because with 2 small children and life changing rapidly, there's sometimes that things can happen or you need to adjust. So giving, more than that 7-day, more than a week time frame gives you a real idea. Instead of going Sunday to Saturday, go Sunday to Tuesday or Sunday to Wednesday. So you can really understand and see if you're consistent in some of the things we're going to work on. And we're going to get into all that. But we're going to talk about, first off, in this first 10 days is really just going to be that gear up. That what do I need? What am I going to be doing? What are we going to be talking about? What do I need to plan for? We're going to be talking about in the next phases, so like the phase 2, I guess we'll just call it that, is we're going to talk about who you are, right? Who are you really? Then we're going to talk about where you are. Where are you right now with your life? Where are you with yourself physically, mentally, emotionally, spiritually? Where are you in all honesty? Where are you? And then we're going to talk about, why do you struggle? And these are all things that I had to do for myself. These are the steps that I took for myself to say, this is what and where I need to change. You cannot just say you're going to change until you've identified what you've got to work on. Yes, you can say, I need to work on my temper. I'll use that as an example. I need to work on my temper or my anger. Fantastic. That's great. But where do you start with that? You've got to go back and you got to look at some things. You got to evaluate some things first before you just say you're going to change. I want to, let's say you're a person, you want to lose 20 pounds. Fantastic. What does that look like? Where does that start? How does that develop? So that's what we're going to talk about with all these change, who you are, where you are, why you struggle, right? Then we're going to talk about what's holding you back. All right. Do you live in the land of excuses? Do you live in the land of inconsistency? Do you live in a land where you blame time or your habits? Or do you have those things going on in your life that are getting in your way of that change that you want to make? And then last, we're going to talk about how to change. Full disclaimer, I am not a licensed anything. I'm a licensed minister. I'm not a therapist. I'm not a physical expert by any extent. I'm none of those things. All I can share with you is what is working for me. All I can share with you is how I am making some things and accomplishing some things recently in my own life. It's totally based off of what's working for me. It's not really any science behind it or anything like that, but I feel like keeping this kind of information to myself is not helpful because I feel my whole goal in my life is always just to try to help people and be there for people. So I just wanted to introduce that to you. This is just the first video of introduction. That's where we are, and that's where we're going to be going. I hope you're excited. There will be a link in the bottom of this video with the web page that you can go to, because in that website, each phase, you will have things that you need. You'll have documents to work on that you can print, that you can write in. You're going to want to have some, a journal. You're going to have a place to write some things down in because it's not real until you look at it and you put it down on paper. Keeping it in your mind is not going to work because there's so much that goes on, especially if you have a family or you have a business you're running or you're, working a lot. You're not going to be able to keep all of this stuff in your head. You're going to want to put it down. So I hope you're ready. I hope you're going to join me in this and I hope you're excited. So I will see you in a few days.